Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Indeed, internet never forgets. No one forgets history, especially when it is done on the internet. As days back, Jack Ozzy actually endorsed Peter Obi. Sorry, I take that again. Endorsed Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A lot of people were worried. They were like, "What could this be? Could it be that there's a stomach infrastructure involved?" Days after, the likes of Osofia, that's in the person of Nkema War, of which they heard there was supposed to be 5 million, was later moved to 10 million. On trying to reach out to him, neither declined or accepted. But a lot of people are wondering, could this be propaganda or some sort of fake news? Well, in a moment you're going to find out how real this one is. It's like it's moving from 5 to 10, 10 to 50. There's a lot of money in the coffers, and if you're willing, there's enough to go by. But indeed, we are beginning to see men of integrity rising. Some years back, there was an old video of Jack Orji, and these are some of his words. He said Nigerian celebrities have reacted to a re-emerging clip of Nollywood actor Jack Orji asking that the 2023 presidency be zoned to Southeast. Jack Orji, at the time of this report, is trending on social media after publicly declaring his support for All Progressive Congress APC. That's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, an old clip has emerged of the veteran actor singing a different tune. In the resurfaced video, Orji was captured passionately talking about how the country's president in 2023 should be from the southeast. Let me use his words word for word. He said, "And I want to state that it is only fair and just in the interest of equity and natural justice that the presidency should be zoned to the southeast if we must have peace and unity and national cohesion in Nigeria." And this is actually coming from Jack Orji so many years ago. This is really sad. Then the latest one that is trending right now, if you were not sure before that there's monies being exchanging hands now, this would definitely clear the air. We were hearing 5, 10, now it has moved to 50, as it appears that the influence of veteran Nollywood actors has become an important factor in 2023 presidential election. Amidst the reports of veteran actors Jack Orji openly declaring his support for the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, an event preceded by a similar one which involved a group of Nollywood actors and actresses across the southern Nigeria geopolitical zone, who in a joint statement appealed to Nigerians to support same presidential candidate. Interestingly, the development was followed by a report of veteran Nollywood actor Nkema War, better known as Osofia, rejecting a 10 million naira inducement from the presidential candidate of APC. The report claimed that the actor was offered such an amount of money so as to publicly confess his support for the alleged inducer. According to the report, which is yet to be debunked or confirmed by Osofia, he rejected the money offered to him on the grounds that accepting it amounted to selling his conscience. In the report has it that another veteran actor, Kanayo, also rejected a 50 million naira money induced from Bola Ahmed Tinubu's camp for him to endorse his candidacy. The report says Kanayo urged Bola Tinubu's delegate, who brought the offer to him, that he would be supporting the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, at the expense of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is quoted having said this: "To hell with your 50 million naira. I can't betray my father's land. I stand firmly with Peter Obi." Egweji, come on, that's how to go. This thing, see, what we don't understand is that 50 million, everybody have a price. They used to say, like, Gospel Akpabu, you say, what money cannot buy, more money can buy. See, you see this case of repairing Nigeria, more money cannot buy it too. Whatever you do, highest, just divide whatever amount they give to you, divide it by 8 years, because after the 4 years, it will not be enough. They will go another 4. So whatever amount they give, if your own amount, if you're worth only of 5,000, so divide your 5,000 by 8 years. If I start by dividing it by hourly, then move it to days, move it to weeks, move it to months, to years, then you know how much you are worth. Which is very shameful, because if they are going to pay someone, like if they are willing to pay someone like Jack Ozzy, or since he has not said anything about it, if they're willing to pay someone like Nkema War 5 to 10 million naira, that's to tell you that they have grade and size. All of them is just one vote, but they know they're men of influence. And an endorsement from them, public endorsement from them, could change the narrative. They have seen that in this particular election is a bit different. It's not the regular one where you don't really need to get influencers to do much talking. All you need to do is just meet those Agbero boys to just, ballot snatchers to be on standby. But if the youth have made up their mind that this time around they're going to involve themselves in politics and they will change the narrative, then there's a problem. Which means there's an awakening. The Sorosuke generation, they are awake. They have stayed woke and they should remain so. Now, unfortunately, you see this wave of change, I call it a positive one. Okay, if you are found not moving along with it, you are working against it. Give it time. Once eventually this change becomes materialized, we pray and hope it will be materialized. Okay, once it becomes materialized, history will be against you. Posterity will not forgive you for standing against what. See, Nigeria's existence is hinged solely on how 2023 goes. For some of us who know, and I know most Nigerians know that either which way it goes, it is up to Nigerians, it's up to the Nigerian youth to decide if you want to sell your vote. It's a crime to sell your vote, I hope you know. But if eventually it goes to the point that you decide to sell your vote, and if you're an influencer and you have the opportunity, you see your conscience is telling you the truth. But all you're thinking of is your pocket, me, myself, and I. That's your ministry, me, myself, and I. No problem. But remember, your generations and generations unborn will remember you as what you have done. If you feel that whoever that's inducing, why is the person inducing if it's that good? Allow the campaign said I've not started that say induce me, just take this money here. Why? If you're good, how many people? Let's get real now. Let's leave politics. Let's say it the way it is. How many people has Peter Obi given shishito? They call him, they call him Stingyman Association. That is the grand patron. They say they give shishi. Now he knows his onions. Now, if somebody's giving you 50 million, he has not entered, that's investment. If he gives you 50 million, one citizen just 50 million, and has not even entered, he has not. This is investment. And you think that he gets to that throne, he will not need to sell the country if he has to get back his investment. If it's that benevolent, like some persons say that, some persons were saying that likes of Bata are so super rich that they're richer than some state and they're not going into the state, into the presidency for the sake of the money, but with the desire to make a positive change and all that. If that desire is that strong, we can all make impact in a different ways. As on strike, give that your money. Go and pay the striking lecturers. We're having brain drain in medical sector. Our doctors and nurses are they're traveling out of the country and getting better, going for greener pastures in other countries. Don't let them go. Change their salary scale. Pay them what's due for them. Employ more hands. We have an issue of insecurity and there's lack of employment. Employ these guys in security sectors. Pay them since money is not a problem. If an individual is that rich and you're that benevolent and you love Nigeria, you love this country so much, of course, if you have the money, support the country. You don't need to borrow the money to the government. Just go directly to the sector that needs that money. That to me is like being the benevolent person that you are. Well, I guess that's my personal opinion. What's it take? I want to say kudos to the likes of Nkemo Award, the likes of Kanayo or Kanayo. Always stand true to your conscience. Posterity will remember you in a good cause. That's where we're going to wrap it up. Let's